Jeff Simon here for SocialFlight at Sun and Fun 2022, and I am here with John Mock at Jet Access that operates these Evektor aircraft. And you know, John, it's been really interesting to see the LSA world kind of evolve. And if there's one aircraft that I've really been impressed by, it's been the Evektor. You're talking about almost all metal when you talk to the wings, things like that. There are some composite parts, but I've been really impressed by the number of aircraft out there and how durable they are for flight school use, which isn't what you usually hear when you think about, you know, people talking about LSAs. Tell me about your experience, why you chose it, and what's been going on with using the Evektor.
Good. So I've personally flown them about 3,500 hours. I've operated them commercially for about 12,000 hours. And since moving on to Jet Access, we have 4 collegiate programs, 9 flight school locations, accelerated Part 61 program, pay-as-you-go training. And when I came on board with Jet Access, we really had the legacy flight training fleet of Cessnas and Pipers. And I wanted to add another light sport aircraft to the market to support modern, technically advanced aircraft and light sport training, of course, and also affordable options for the customers. And so I, of course, selected Evektor due to my history with them flying and complete trust in the aircraft. They have solid carbon fiber struts, as you said, aluminum panels and airframe. All parts that affect the rigidity are metal aircraft. Everything's riveted and glued, solid push pull rods. So not only is it a durable aircraft to do flight training in, but due to its aerodynamics and its controls, it's a phenomenal aircraft for developing stick and rudder skills. People develop that man and machine relationship a lot quicker with these Evektor aircraft.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, I've been impressed by just about everything I've looked at with it. Again, being an A&P and an IA, I look at like access panels, reliability, what's involved in ownership. And it seems like you've really covered a lot of those things. I mean, the access panels are enormous. Even things like how the wet wings are done have the largest panel I've ever seen for wet wing maintenance on an aircraft. It's quite impressive, and the ability to be able to do standard aluminum repairs on it, I think makes a lot of sense. So I'm glad to hear it's been a good experience.
Yeah, they absolutely build them for a lifetime versus just the first owner like you see with a lot of flight school aircraft. They're focused on the long-term ownership of an aircraft over a 20-year period, and that's why you see a lot of these maintenance access panels and how they design the aircraft. And the interior is the same thing. It's a very robust interior design as well, which holds up in a commercial environment with 10 different people flying in a day.
Right. All right, well, let's go take a look at the aircraft. I'll give you a quick tour around it, and we'll learn a little bit more about Evektor. As you can see, the wings here are all aluminum construction, which is really cool. They've got vortex generators on the front. That access panel I was talking about, you can just barely make it out there behind the fuel filler. This large panel is actually there for maintenance of the aircraft. One of the other things I think is great, having to do with reducing any issues that you'd have on the ground, is the fact that we're dealing with split flaps. So that means that the flaps come out from underneath the wing. You can just barely make that out from there, that there's a flap underneath there. That means you don't have to worry so much about the idea of someone damaging a flap with access from the top. Inside the aircraft, you can see it is extremely well equipped. Gorgeous panel design on this, and my understanding is the aircraft sell anywhere from $160,000 to $200,000 depending on how it's equipped in that, which is pretty impressive numbers. Of course, all that is always changing all the time for a lot of these manufacturers. And take a little look around here and show you that. I will say also, when I was dealing with the canopy, it's incredibly rigid. It is a very, very stout structure, and it really looks like just about all of the details have been thought of. Matter of fact, when I was looking underneath the aircraft before, I'll show you something I've never seen on an aircraft before. Going down here, I was looking up and wondering, what are these two little clear sight gauges, basically these sight ports that are down here underneath the wing? And it turns out that those are inspection ports for moisture on the pitot-static system. And you notice that the aircraft has 2 pitot tubes on the aircraft, one on the right wing and one on the left wing, or vice versa in what I just showed. That is really important too, because it's there for redundancy And it's just not something you usually see on an aircraft. This is meant as either a personal aircraft or certainly a very good training aircraft that can take someone all the way to their commercial certificate. So that's just a really cool look at what I consider to be a very impressive LSA aircraft that's kind of redefining what LSA actually means. I'm Jeff Simon for SocialFlight. Be sure to check out SocialFlight.com and the free SocialFlight mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. Until next time, I wish you all blue skies.